How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here, and we are back yet again with a second round. Not sure what round this is from, but another round from locals, so we call it a feature match. Separate from just testing matches. We got a mirror match here. My friend actually picked up Mermails for himself after recently wanting to borrow it for a Toronto regional. He decided to pick up the deck for himself. And I recently got ulti Teuses, so he needed Teuses, so I just traded him off my Ultras. So, yeah. First mirror match I think I ever have posted on my channel of Atlanteans, or at least post Neptibus Atlanteans, for that matter. So I clearly read that he's got the gun set up in Grave with a Twin Twister, discarding that Megalo off Teus, adding gun, and then setting all that back row with a Twin Twister, obviously. I'm going to go in Twin Twister as well for my opening play. Luckily hitting the warning as well as the Twin Twister. I guess we'll call that warning a bonus hit, because that would have stopped my Neptibus pretty damn fast. And also, now that Neptibus has gone off, I've got a Dragoons into my hand that I didn't have before, as well as a Moulin. I'm thinking this game is pretty much over, but he's got Vanities. And the reason why he's playing Vanities in his build is because he's still missing a couple of cards, so he needed a couple cards as filler. Now what you're about to see here is probably one of the worst mistakes I think I've ever made. And afterwards, when we went to side to game 2, I was laughing hysterically, and he was too, realizing that I could have just this whole time sent an infantry from deck to pop his Teus. And I just didn't do that. Luckily, he had no follow-up plays with the Vanities as well, so he kept passing back. And why I set that infantry right there was because I was about to tribute them both for a goddamn Megalo or something, and then equip it with the spell card and try to be over the Teus, when really the whole time I could have just fucking sent an infantry and popped the fucking Teus, getting rid of the Vanities. I don't know why the hell I didn't do that in the first place. And I know somebody's gonna mention in the comments, but I already mentioned it, so get wrecked. I beat you to it. I already said I suck first before you did. So yeah, game 2. At least I won that game. I understand it would have been a whole lot worse. The keyboard warriors would have came out if I would have lost that game because of not simply being Neptibus effect. And I think he kind of was thrown off guard because he didn't realize that it was a once per turn. He's oh, it's once per turn. He didn't quite realize that, even though he's played Mermails before. Trust me. I remember playing maybe a year before Duelist Alliance came out. He was playing Mermails. And obviously now that Neptibus is out, it's kind of a new realm of way to play the deck, and partially both our faults a little bit, but still, at least I ended up winning the game and not losing because of that horrible misplay. But Dark Hole is obviously going to bait out the Mizuchi, and he's got a Chalice in hand. He's probably going to go for the Chalice. I think he actually does go for the Chalice on the Herald. And I think at that point, I have no other option but to negate it or just let it go as an extra body. But it's not going to matter. Raigeki is a pretty cool card, but I'm going to chain Sphere to that. Might as well, as no better time to do it than right then when you get Raigeki'd. Linda will go off. I think I end up going for lead if I didn't side it out. I usually side out lead game 2 depending on what I'm playing. But I decided we'll get the free Megalo on board anyways. And his build is a little bit different than mine, despite him having changed my build around previously, because he was going to take it to a regional and then trying to model his own build after the build that he created with my cards. He's playing a bit of a tech card. It's pretty good actually, and as terms as outs go. He was maining 2 Gamma Seal, which I think is actually pretty good. And something I wanted to try out in the future. And yeah, I Chalice his Megalo just so he can't go get the field or go get the Mizuchi. And then I top deck a Neptibus. You're about to see a string of top decks. I top deck another Neptibus as he top decks the Dragoons. I send another infantry. and then I add Dragoons just in case he's got a beat stick. He upstarts. I forget what he upstarted into. I think maybe a pike or something, or he might just pass. I'm not really too sure entirely. But like the top decks are real. Like Poseidon is with me on this one. Like I top decked that Neptivus fucking 2 times in a row, and now we've got instant fusion. I just top decked that, I believe. And I'm thinking the game is pretty much won at this point. But I think it might go on for a little bit longer. I'm not too sure exactly, but once the instant fusion comes down, it usually spells disaster for the other player, and instant fusion and that extra search is just usually just game over so quick. We've got Dragoons on board for the normal summon, swing in for 22, 23, and I believe 13 as well. And I think, yeah, that's definitely not game, because it ended up passing back over to him. Standby phase, not going to chain it. I will chain to the Dark Hole, though. So you're about to see the top deck game come into aspect here. He Dark Holes, summons Pike, and then I rip Dark Hole. I summon Marksman and swing for 14, then go into Neptibus. He flips up the strike, and it's just pretty much game over. I think that was like one of the funner games that I've played in a long time. Even though, like, despite that, like, really stupid play I just absent-mindedly made, like the first game with the Vanities, like, I don't know why, for some reason I thought I was like, oh, I can just, you know, use Neptibus effect to send an infantry to pop the Teus, taking the Vanities with it. I don't know, but that was a pretty fun match. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We don't get to do too many of these that often. It's usually like no player interaction, like one person's just completely knocking it down or OTKing or what have you. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun commentating over it. Yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I will leave... No, I shouldn't say that. There will be an updated Mermail Atlantean deck profile very, very soon if I haven't already posted it, because I'm pre-recording a string of matches. 5 matches, I think, so far, as well as other content that's going up. The deck profile may already be out. I'm not sure. If it is, there will be a link in the description. If it isn't, well, it'll be up soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Winnerkill signing out. We'll see you in the next one.